On some level, I never felt truly represented in the books I was reading. It wasn't something I was consciously aware of until I was about 12, but once I realized it, it was glaring. None of the characters ever thought like I did, in a blunt, straight to the point manner that makes the most sense to me. None were ever confused by the demanding social pressures that I seemed to face. None of them were interested in the same people I was. None of them were ever overwhelmed by simply existing. Surprise, being a queer autistic tween, and now teenager, was hard, and I had to seek out any kind of representation. It never landed in my lap like other books did. I started writing before I realized any of this, though I think it still made a difference. The first thing I ever wrote was a short story about mermaids, and I really only started writing that because I thought it'd be fun since I was in second grade. The second story I wrote, I started in sixth grade, and I'm still working on today, is a full length novel, the first in a sci fi dystopian series that I intend to publish. This story, unlike the first, ended up having an autistic main character, because that's what I knew how to write, and a side romance between two girls. As I'm rewriting this story, it's expanded slightly. There are gender nonconforming characters. In addition to the main character, there's another important autistic character. The main character's little sister is Ace, and her best friend has ADHD. In the 6 years since sixth grade, I've diversified the books I've read, and in doing so, I finally found myself. The first time I read a book with a gender fluid main character, I actually cried when they described how they felt about gender because finally, that was me. Given that experience and others, I was able to solidify why I actually want to become an author. I want to give people the representation they might be missing in most books they read. I want some teenager somewhere in the future to read one of my books and burst into tears because finally someone put them into a story. I want to give people entertainment that they just sit down with and then can't go do anything else because the book in their hands is too good. I don't want anyone to feel left out of a story like I was. I was forged into a writer by the desire to convey emotions, the desire to make people happy, sad, angry, or annoyed at a specific character. But most importantly, I was, and am being, cultivated into a storyteller through the need for diversity.